Some general thoughts here. I gave a very slimmed down version of this talk at the Georgia Basin Puget Sound science meetings a couple of years ago, and they wanted some recommendations for action. What do we do? And so the first thing I want to point out is that we don't know as much as we think we do. You know, a lot of restoration is faith-based restoration. Basically, we have faith in the scientists; they know what they're doing, and all we need to do is tear down some dikes, and everything will be hunky-dory. And in fact, it's lovely that people have so much faith in science, but scientists don't have that much faith. We need proof, and we know how ignorant we are. And so we need to actually do more research. And the fact that we discovered something about beaver here that we didn't really know, that's not been published anywhere before, there's no discussion of it, you know, beaver and tidal systems, and how they interact with vegetation communities and how they interact with the fish communities. This is all new, and we didn't know this. And so we can still discover new things. It's not like, you know, people sometimes think that science has discovered everything. We already know everything. No, there's a lot of unknown stuff, and some of it's right in our backyard. You know, it's not even, you don't have to go to Antarctica or to the depths of the ocean. There's some very unknown stuff right here that's very visible and easy to measure, actually, if you just open your eyes and get interested in it and find funding to support you to measure it. All right? The other point is that tidal shrub habitat in the Pacific Northwest is generally entirely missing from the landscape. So, you know, we need to think about restoration on a landscape scale, and we're missing big chunks of the landscape that were there historically. And so we need to focus not just on the emergent zone, which is where most estuarine restoration has occurred in the past 20, 30, 40 years. We need to think more on the continuum of the landscape from the estuarine emergent zone up into even river floodplains. You know, they're a part of the whole system. Other historical habitat types and their often unknown ecological functions and linkages are also missing from the modern landscape. So surge plains, floodplains, as I just mentioned, pocket estuaries, things that we don't really know much about, but historically were present. And so the point I wanted to make to these manager types at the Puget Sound, Georgia Basin is that restoration isn't just about moving dirt. And right now, everyone is about, you know, moving dirt. They don't want to monitor anything. They don't want to do any kind of research. They just want to go out there with their backhoes and bulldozers and dump trucks and just move a lot of dirt and get things restored as quickly as possible, and boom, 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 everything will be good. And it's not that simple. You know, so we do need science. We also need restoration. We need applied science. It needs to work hand in hand, and we can learn a lot as well as do a lot of good restoration when we do that. So that's kind of my pitch for not ignoring the science. And I'm happy to take some questions.